Hey guys, happy Monday. I know I said I wasn't going to film today, but I figured since I already had my face done filming for another video, I might as well just get this out of the way today and not film tomorrow and spend all day editing tomorrow. So, hi, how's everyone doing? I know you just saw me a second ago, but I have a few things that I need to tend to, and I figured I'd take you along. There are two sort of rehabby antherium I need to address today, a gigas that needs a pole extension and some serious love, and then one of my non-aeroids needs to be repotted. So I don't even know where to start. Where does one start for a task like this? They're all so different. I guess let's do the rehabs first. I am getting a bit hungry. It's close to dinner time now. What time is it? Oh my god, close to dinner time. It's past dinner. It's 8:30 and haven't eaten yet. So I'm just having a mango smoothie. But the first one is this Antherium baroquianum esmeralda. You guys would have seen this yesterday. But I think I'm gonna chop this. And I think I'm gonna repot it. I don't know. Should I? I mean, it would be cool to propagate this, but at the same time, it's like, it's already doing so poorly. Like, do I even want to risk it, you know? But it's just not doing anything. Honestly, I'm on like the brink of just not even owning this one, even though it's way less finicky than the queen itself. I've lost the desire to own a queen. I don't even want one anymore after my experience with it. But this one has just had a rough go this winter, and I don't know what it is. But I do know, I did remember that it had quite the chunk. Well, that was highly annoying. Okay, so it did have quite the chunk on it, and I probably could have chopped this a long time ago, but I just didn't really feel the need to. But now that she's not doing well, I figure, why not just try and propagate it then, you know? The root sitch, I'll take you a little closer. Root situation isn't wonderful. We don't love that. This one is not in a tree fern mix, but I think it's time we get her in a tree fern mix. I repotted this kind of a long time ago. So I think I'm gonna remove some of these secondary roots, get them cleaned up a bit, because I just don't see the point. They're not doing anything. They're actually quite dry and gross. And then we will get to chopping. I actually forgot that this one wasn't in a tree fern mix. Not that that makes or breaks things, but I definitely have a better time growing antherium in soil when tree fern is mixed into it. And I think this one in general probably just wasn't getting enough light. So I'm not keen on growing this in the plant room, but I think I will in the meantime, just to kind of get things resettled, because yeah, she's clearly not very happy. Like, for as long as I've had this plant, this should have a way bigger root system. All right, so I'm gonna chop this into a few pieces. I'm gonna take this bottom piece since there's some roots down here. This big. And then I'll take this cutting. And I think I'll leave, like, I can chop quite a bit more, but I think I might leave this. I mean, I'm really not trying to salvage this leaf. Honestly, I'm just gonna chop it off now. What I could do is chop again here and get a third cutting from it, and then use this as leverage to get new roots. But since this is the top cutting, I'm almost feeling like maybe I need to keep these on. Although if I grew this from a really tiny baby plant again, I feel like we might have a better time. Oh my gosh, I'm torn. I'm conflicted. It's just such, like, this is like begging to be chopped. Look at how freaking choppable this looks. And there's a lot of roots up here that can get going too, but there's a part of me that's like, no, you should just keep it because your top growth might be bigger and nicer with more roots, because this is a really, really good head start getting some nice roots going. I guess it just depends. What's my goal? Do I want a nice big one again, or do I want to just grow it from a smaller plant? I rarely feel this conflicted ever. You know what? I'm gonna leave it. I feel like 2 props is good enough to get going, and then we'll see what this one does. Got some of my antherium mix here. I actually feel better about starting over. I feel like I've been wanting to do something about that plant for a long time, and I've just been putting it off. So for the propagations, I'm going to try and squeeze them into these little things if they will allow me to. I can even root trim a little bit since the chunks are so small, and I am going to choose to just root them in soil since they already have soil roots. And I'm just going to kind of twist it into here. Oh yeah, that's more than fine. And I'm gonna try and keep this chunk out of the soil a little bit for now as it calluses. I could also put my callusing mixture on it, but I also don't really want to get up, to be honest with you. Although I do need a pokey stick. Callusing mixture is rooting powder, cinnamon, and sulfur dust, if you're curious. And I'm just gonna dip both cut ends into it so that we can get a nice callus on it. I could actually just dunk the whole thing in callusing mixture, but oh, well, that's what ended up happening. Okay. Hopefully this gives me some growth, because my propagations are growing and my space is not growing. And I also have seeds and seedlings. It's madness here right now. I feel like because I'm trying to like aggressively save money and make money, I've been chopping plants like crazy, pollinated. I'm hopefully gonna have 2 more berry harvests in the next little bit if they are successful. But the space thing is definitely becoming an issue. I don't know where all of these things are gonna go. I'm gonna have to like convert my closet in here into seed growing shelves or something. Okay, so here is cutting numero uno. That fit in there pretty good. Didn't have to chop any roots off. I need to remember to label these though, because I always freaking do that. I always think I'm gonna remember what it is. Like, it's so, like, I'm gonna remember, obviously, and then I never do. And then I end up with a bunch of stumps that go unknown. I'm not gonna put callusing hormone on this one since the cut end is on the top, and I just won't bury it. And even though these don't have incredible root systems, I still will be inoculating it. And I'll probably just use Great White since I already have some Great White in a, what is it? In a jug, ready to go. Anyway, I had the best marketplace interaction over the last 2 days. It was just so refreshing, so freaking refreshing after just months of dealing with marketplace vermin. Oh, and I have a story to tell you about my brother-in-law. Hopefully he doesn't mind me sharing. Also, I'm gonna be potting the top cutting into this. I'm gonna put it into a smaller square pot and then have the, I do wanna still continue using drainage. Anyway, oh, and then, should I do leca down at the bottom? I don't even have leca. Oh no. Lauren's still ordering us some leca, so I guess I'm not using leca. Guys, desperate times call for desperate measures. I'm about to pick out the old leca that it was in. Do what you gotta do sometimes, you know? Anyway, don't mind me. I'm just gonna be picking out leca here. So, yeah, I was selling something on Marketplace and this guy, he didn't even say, hi, is this available? Oh, it was so beautiful. He said, hi, can I pick this up tomorrow? And I was like, sure you can, of course you can. And he was like, great, I'm gonna come after work, so I'll message you when I'm on my way. And I was like, that's awesome. But you know, there was still a part of me that was like, oh, he's probably not even gonna show up, or he's just gonna flake or whatever. So then overnight, I got another guy was like, hey, I'm going on vacation literally tomorrow. I need a GoPro. I was selling my old GoPro. And he's like, I can literally come tomorrow morning. Like, I have cash. And I was like, oh, this is such a gamble because I don't know if the guy's really gonna come after work tomorrow and then I'm gonna lose out on this sale. So then I messaged the guy this morning that originally messaged and I was like, hey, I just want to double check and make sure you're actually coming or if you've changed your mind because there's someone that like literally wants to come right now. And he's like, nope, I'll see you after work. And then sure enough, he gets off at 5, he messages me at 5:05 and he's like, I'll be there in 20 minutes. He came 20 minutes later, he paid, didn't negotiate, and then he was on his way and it was beautiful. It was a beautiful interaction. I wish they could all be like that. But anyway, going to my story that has to do with my brother-in-law. So he's selling some of his golf clubs and this guy messages and he's like, oh, hey, can you do like these 2 putters or whatever, I don't know, golfing sticks. Can you do these 2 for this price? So he's like obviously trying to haggle, and my brother-in-law, he's a really nice guy, and he's just like, hey, like I can't do that, but I can do this. So he's counter offering, and then he's like, okay, great, like I can do that. He's like, okay, so I live here in this city, which is like an hour and a half away from where my brother-in-law lives. He's like, I live here, can you meet me halfway? And my brother-in-law was like, no, I'm actually not looking to meet anybody. I would like it picked up at my house, like the listing says. And he's like, oh, come on, man, like with this weather, you're really gonna make, because it was like super stormy in California and windy. He's like, really, in this weather, you're gonna make me drive all the way out to you? And my brother-in-law was like, so you want me to go out in the storm and meet you halfway because you want these clubs at a discounted price? And he's like be reasonable, you know, like I really want these clubs, man. Like I'm really serious. I have the cash, like whatever. So he's like, look, I'm not gonna meet you. Like it's either you want it and you come get it today or you don't want it. He's like, would you at least consider it? I'll get you lunch and whatever. And again, my brother-in-law is super nice. He's like, I can tell how much you want it. Let me think about it. Like, I'm gonna leave the listing up for longer. You know, I have a lot of interest in it already. And if whatever reason it doesn't work out, then maybe I'll come meet you. Then I guess my brother-in-law ended up selling the clubs to his brother. And so he messages the guy just out of courtesy the next day. Oh, actually, sorry, before this, he was asking like if he would ship it. So my brother-in-law was like, I'm not gonna waste this big golf box that I have on like 2 little golf sticks, putters, whatever. He's like, you can instead buy the 4 that I'm selling at this price and then I'll ship it, but then you're gonna end up with two that you don't want. And so the guy was like, oh, come on, man. Like, you know, I really want these clubs. Like, can't you just ship the 2? And my brother-in-law was just like, sorry, it's just not worth it for the money for me to go through the shipping for like, what, $80 or something. And it was apparently already a really good price. So he's like, I'll think about it. And then that's when he ended up selling it to his brother-in-law or to his own brother and whatever. He messages him out of courtesy and was like, you know, I just want to let you know the clubs aren't available anymore. I ended up selling it to my brother, so it kind of worked out that way. And he's like, wow, what a waste of negotiation. Like, you knew that I wanted it. And he's like, yeah, I knew you wanted it, but you wanted me to meet you halfway, or you wanted me to ship you 2 clubs that is not worth the money for me. And he's just like, yeah, but like, you know, you knew that I really wanted it. And I'm just like, dude, where does the entitlement come from? My brother-in-law literally said, he's like, look, I gave you every opportunity to come that day when it was available, and you said no, you didn't want to drive out in the storm. Instead, you wanted to meet halfway and have me risk driving out into the storm. Like, how is that fair? You're the one that wants these clubs. And plus, he's like, why don't you look for clubs that are in your own area? Like, why are you looking in a city that's like an hour and a half away? He's like, well, Facebook automatically showed it to me. And he's like, how is that my problem? Like, how is that my freaking problem? I don't understand. So I don't know. It's just like those kinds of interactions where I'm like, where do you get the audacity? Where do you get the audacity to like act like that and just be so entitled? It's crazy to me. Anyway, I need to label these before I forget. And I feel like that interaction was just like everything I hate about Marketplace in general. And actually, this would be a good repot and chat topic. You know how I do Am I the A-hole? I should do like Reddit. I should scour Reddit for like crazy Marketplace stories. That would be interesting. Is this a Moroccan Esmeralda or Esmeralda? Oh, it's an Esmeralda. I keep saying Esmeralda. Esmeralda. Okay, I'll get it right. Sorry if I've bugged you saying the wrong name all this time. I guess we can do like a soft launch of it right now. I'll go on Reddit and see if I can find any crazy story. My hair looks awful today. I feel like a pilgrim. I'm just gonna search on Reddit and see which is the first one that comes up. Okay, this one's kind of long, but okay. Am I the a-hole for not returning someone's deposit on Facebook Marketplace? So basically, I'm selling a small table with 2 chairs on Marketplace. My rule for selling is that I will always select the first serious buyer that messages me. The first person to message me was a young college girl. The listing is for $50, and she said she would be able to pick up in 4 days because she would have her mom's car to drive. I told her it was fine so long as she paid half now over Cash App. She agrees and everything seems fine. Well, 4 days later, on the day she was supposed to come for pickup, she messages me saying she is no longer able to come because her mom's car broke down and her car isn't big enough. I told her that it was fine and that I could deliver for a fee, and if not, she could still come by within 3 days to get it. She informs me that she lives a few hours away and it's no longer possible for her to buy the table set. So I decided I was going to keep the $25 she already sent me. I'm trying to move out of my apartment. It's been in my way for the last 4 days as I'm trying to pack, and several people have messaged me about buying it because it is modern retro style. Now, ow, Archie. Now I'm going to have to waste even more time relisting it and scheduling another buyer. You don't get to keep a reservation fee when you don't show up at a hotel or restaurant, so why is this any different? Having her pay some upfront is insurance that she would show up. She is messaging me about returning the money and I haven't responded yet. Am I the a-hole? Initial thoughts on this is that this is another reason why I freaking hate selling on Marketplace, because people are so flaky and they seem to really not give a crap about your time. They don't give a crap that you'll lose out on a sale by them flaking, and it's just, you know, whatever. But I will say that even though it's annoying, I don't think that it was right, or it's right for this person to keep the deposit because it wasn't initially stated that it would be non-refundable. Although I feel like it's kind of implied. If you put a deposit, it's basically for insurance for the other person. Not so much like that you'll flake, but that they'll, you know, end up getting the other half later. But I almost wish this person said it was non-refundable, because yeah, it's just, I get how annoying it can be, especially when you're trying to move a bunch of things by a certain time, like if you're moving, and kind of going out of your way to be courteous and hold a plant for someone that says they're going to come at a certain time. Meanwhile, you're ignoring all these other messages of people wanting to come, and you know, you lost out on a sale, you lost out on the opportunity to like have it be more convenient for you to get it out of your way while you're moving. Like, I get it. Honestly, if I was in that situation, I would honestly feel like I should be able to keep the deposit too, especially since it's only $25. But at the same time, I guess knowing her circumstance where she is a young student and $25 is kind of a lot when you're a student, I don't know, just out of courtesy, I'd be like, whatever, it's 25 bucks, I'll give it back to you. But I would be freaking annoyed. I would be super annoyed. I've had that happen before where I was trying to sell something before a move, and someone like was just like, I'm super interested, like I promise, like I want it, I can't come until I'm back from my trip and I'll be back on this day. And it worked out that she would have been back about a week before I left, or before, yeah, I moved out of that apartment. And I didn't ask her to put like a deposit down, like a non-refundable deposit down, because she just seemed so keen on getting it. Like, she really wanted it. She's like, please don't sell it to anyone else. So yeah, I held it for her. She got back from vacation. She never followed up with me. So I messaged her and I'm like, hey, like, you know, I have it in my calendar that you're back today. Is there a chance in the next few days you'll be able to come by, because I'm moving and I really need this gone. The next one that I'm gonna be doing is my subsignatum, what is this? Subsignatum port? Subsignatum pappy? Subsignatum port? Some kind of subsignatum hybrid. I don't know why I can't remember what it is. So anyway, yeah, I message her. She doesn't message me back until the next day. She reads the message but doesn't respond. And she's like, hey, yeah, like, I still want it, but you know, something came up with work and I just don't know if I can get out there. Can I let you know by tomorrow when I'm able to come? So now it's like getting closer to my move out date, and this wasn't a small thing, it was like a big thing that I needed gone. And I'm only, you know, allotting a certain amount of space in the U-Haul size that we bought. So then like 2 days go by, she messages me and she's like, hey, like, I don't think that I'm gonna be able to get it after all. Like, there's just no way that with my work schedule I'm gonna be able to get out there. And I was like, well, I understand like your work schedule, but I'm literally telling you that you can come any time of day or night. I don't care if it's super late at night. If you have to come late, then so be it. But like, I really need this gone. And keep in mind, while I was holding it for her, I was getting other people that were like close by that are like, I'll come today. But, you know, I wanted to hold it for her because, you know, she's the first person that inquired about it and she said she wanted it. And she's like, yeah, sorry, I'm just gonna have to pass. And I was just like, oh my God, this is so freaking annoying because now I'm moving in like 2 days. And, you know, I relisted it right away, or I took it off pending. And of course, like no bites now. And so I had to end up, I ended up having to dump it. Like, I didn't even sell it. I just dumped it because it wouldn't fit in the U-Haul. And it was just really, really annoying. So it's like, when you flake on Marketplace, things like that, like those are the kinds of situations that you're putting other people in. And I just feel like people just have like no courtesy sometimes. It's hard though, because sometimes people will say like, oh, like my kid is sick, or like I was in the hospital or something. And whether you believe them or not, you can't really say like, oh yeah, right, like that's convenient, you know? Because if it is true, then yeah, you'd feel really, but I don't know. It's just, I hate dealing with Marketplace people. So anyway, in this specific situation, I'm gonna honestly say that like the other person is the a-hole. Actually, they're both kind of a-holes. The other person's an a-hole for not planning well enough. I know that she couldn't plan for her mom's car to break down if it really did break down, and she just wasn't having like buyer's remorse. But also, like, why are you buying a table that's so far away? You can get a table, I don't know what kind of table it is, but I'm sure IKEA has a table around that price range, the $50 price range. I don't know, it's just poor planning. And then, yeah. So she's an a-hole for flaking, because I just hate Marketplace flakes. And this person's the a-hole for holding $25 that can be like a determining factor for like a broke student, whether that person's gonna eat or not, you know what I mean? So it's like, I feel for her, but at the same time, I'm like, come on, you gotta plan things better. This bottom chunkaroni is pretty big, but I'm not even gonna bother chopping it in two, I don't think. This top, this leaf is so freaking ugly. I'm gonna cut here because I have enough roots for both. So I'm gonna keep this as a prop. And then honestly, I think I'm gonna chop the top off too, because this growth point is actually an offset. It's not from the top. So I'm gonna chop here and try and root this guy on its own. And then at least I have this root system for this little plant here. I just don't know if I want to keep this leaf on it. I'm honestly thinking of just chopping it off because it's so freaking ugly. And it's just taking up space in my tent, but whatever. I'm gonna do pond still for all of these cuttings and for my top cutting as well. I'm gonna just, honestly, since this is a rehab, I'm just gonna reuse this pond and maybe just add a little bit more new pond to it. I don't know. Actually, okay, I'll reuse the pond for the prop cuttings and then I'll use new pond for my top cutting. Okay, it's settled. By the way, I bought, for those of you asking, I did end up getting a maternity bra and I got maternity pants and I am so much more comfortable. Didn't want to spend the money, but I did find a really good deal on maternity bras at Walmart and they are so comfortable. Like, they're so comfortable I could sleep in it. It's like air. And then these maternity pants, like, they actually are not like cutting into, like, they're so high and they're not cutting into my belly like the other pants I've been trying to squeeze into. I'm like, oh, this is so good. But just know you're gonna see these pants a lot because I am not buying another one. I said I'll buy one pair of maternity pants. I don't care if I have to wash them multiple times a week, I'm buying one. This was like $30. I don't want to spend $30 on pants I'm gonna wear once in my life. I'm cheap like that. I'd rather spend my money on other things. But I am happy that I bit the bullet and at least got one pair of really comfy maternity pants. And maybe I'll invest in one pair of maternity shorts since I'm still going to be pregnant closer to the summertime. But anyway, that's the update on that. Not that anybody asked. All right. I'm going to do the same potting situation for the props and for my top cutting as I did with my other antherium, although I'm a bit bummed that I don't have any leca. This one I feel like has way too many roots for this chunk size. I feel like I can afford to root trim a little bit, so let's remove some of these bottom ones. That's good. Sorry if you don't like root trimming. I hope that didn't hurt you too much. That's still quite a robust root system for a chunk. Let's see if I can find another one. I really don't have anything else to chat about. Oh, by the way, Reddit voted this person an a-hole. And there was an edit and said, I gave her back the $25 and next time this happens, I will communicate that it is non-refundable before it is agreed upon. I'm still gonna be pissed about it though. Listen, dude, I get it. If that makes me an a-hole, then I guess I'm an a-hole. Interested in your thoughts on Facebook Marketplace etiquette. Here's what happened. I posted something on Marketplace. Person A responded saying that they wanted it and we complete a negotiation. I tell them to let me know when they plan on picking it up the next day. At this point, no payments were made and I had not given my address. 12 plus hours later, my last message was still unread. Person B messages saying they want the item and can pick it up right away. I thought that since the other person has not replied or opened the message, they probably changed their mind. Based on this thought on no-shows and interactions with other buyers in the past. So I sold it to person B. 18 hours after my last message, person A responds apologizing for the late response and they had personal things going on. I let them know I already sold the item. They were really upset and said we had an agreement and that what I did sucked. I apologized, genuinely feeling bad about not just being patient and waiting for their response. So what's your take? Am I the a-hole? Should I have waited? I'm gonna say not the a-hole. Honestly, if I am looking to buy something, I'm gonna make sure that I'm like, if I really want it, I'm gonna be in communication. Obviously, if something personal happens, just depending on what it is, like that becomes not an obligation, or yeah, it becomes not a priority. But then I think once you don't prioritize that sale, the other person kind of has every right to do the same. And 18 hours is kind of a long time to not hear from someone. I would kind of assume after 18 hours too that I was being ghosted and that person wasn't interested anymore. And I mean, I'm really under no obligation to sell to that person given that there's no deposit made or anything. And so yeah, it sucks. It is kind of, but I would have done the same thing. I would have sold it to the person that was like, look, I'm ready to get it now. And just based on my history with being ghosted by people who were super interested that just like never replied to me or never showed up, yeah, I really don't feel any obligation to hold something for someone unless they've put money down already. I was actually in this same situation a few days ago. So I'm selling Vince's old desk and it's like a big clunky desk and I can't really do the things I need to do in Archie's room until I get rid of that desk. This person, let's call her person A, she messages me and she's like, hi, like, can I buy this? Like, I'll come tomorrow after work. Like, I get off around 2 and I'll just head to you right after. And to me, it just seemed straightforward. She didn't ask if it was still available. She was just straight up like, I want to come tomorrow. And so I just took that at face value and was like, yeah, I'll hold it for you. So I marked it as pending. The next morning, someone messages me and was like, hey, I'm passing through your area this afternoon and I really would like this table. Like, I know it's pending, but if for any reason it falls through by the time that I'm in your area, because this person lives normally like 45 minutes away, can you let me know and I'll stop at your place first before I head home? And I was like, someone's coming at 2, but I will let you know if anything happens. I messaged the girl, it's like getting close to maybe 1 o'clock, and I messaged the girl and I'm like, hey, I just want to make sure that you're still coming today just because there's someone else that's interested in the table, and you know, I just want to make sure that I am able to sell this because I am trying to get rid of it. And she reads my message and she's like, yeah, I'm still coming. I'll message you after work. So then I messaged the other girl and I'm like, hey, sorry, I think the sale is actually going to go through. She's off in about an hour and I don't want to have you wait in my area for nothing. So I would just consider it sold. So 2 o'clock comes around, don't hear from her, 2:30, 3 o'clock. I end up taking a nap because I'm usually taking a midday nap these days. So I wake up around 5 and I see that she still hasn't messaged me. So I message her around 5:30 and I'm like, hey, like, are you still planning on coming today? She messages me at like 8 p.m. and she's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I totally forgot to message you. I went straight home right after work because I'm moving and I had to like pack boxes, and she had all this. I got so distracted with having to do this and do that. I didn't even bother to message her back. I just blocked her because it's just like so freaking inconsiderate. And that's what I mean. It's like, I held this for this person thinking they said they were going to come. So obviously I'm going to hold it for them. And I missed out on this person who was literally ready to come to my house and get this table. And I could have had it out by now. And now it's still in my house and I'm still stuck with it. So honestly, I don't know if this makes me the a-hole, but I truly feel no obligation to anyone on Marketplace just based on the patterns of people who buy on Marketplace. I said what I said. I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion. Also, Archie is going freaking wild in my belly right now. Oh my gosh. I don't mind when he kicks. Sometimes it hurts, even though he's like a small fry right now. But when he like turns, I don't like the feeling. It feels like, I told Vince it's hard to explain the feeling, but it almost feels like, you know, when you drink a lot of water, like almost too much water, and then you start like jumping around. Like this used to happen to me as a kid where I'd be like so thirsty and I'd like gulp a bunch of water and then I'd go back to playing whatever I was doing. And you can feel like the water sloshing against the sides of your belly. It just feels so uncomfortable. That's kind of the feeling I get when he shifts, when he like turns. I don't like it. Oh, it's awful. I really wish I had Lekka. I don't want to do this again. No, I'm not gonna do this again. Why do I keep losing my thingy? My scoop. So yeah, I'm gonna say this person was not the a-hole, and that the person who was gonna buy it, so person A, I mean, I don't think that this person's an a-hole. I don't know what personal things they were dealing with, because if it was something really horrible, I don't want to say like, oh yeah, you're an a-hole, you should have prioritized it. But I also don't think that person A has really any place to be angry, because she obviously didn't prioritize the sale, so why should the other person prioritize it, you know? And again, it's not like this person that posted waited like 2 hours or something after no response. Like that's like a full 18 hours. That's almost a full day. So it is what it is. You gotta be quick on Marketplace. If you really want something, you gotta make it happen. I wish that Marketplace would get rid of that button, the is it available button. It's too easy for people to just freaking click on that thing. And I know that some people click on it accidentally, but if you click on it accidentally, just tell the person. I've done it before where I accidentally inquired. You know, I pressed the is this available button, but I messaged that person and was like, sorry, like I didn't mean to send that. I'm feeling better about this. I don't love this leaf and I kind of want to chop it off, but a part of me is like, you know what, Sherm, just leave it. I forgot that I have this cutting, so I need one more little thing. Just put it in this because it's quite small. Okay. More labels, more labels. I'm making a mess here. I feel like I have not been able to keep this plant room clean lately. Guys, I'm looking at this gigas and I'm like, I don't feel like extending the pole today. So I'm just not. Maybe we'll do that. I think I have to upload the footage from week of and see where we're sitting at right now in terms of the length of this video, because I'm kind of thinking, depending on how much footage I leave in of the live sale, this might be a really long one. I don't really want to have a 4-hour week of. Not because I don't want to give you guys more hours of content to do your plant chores to, but don't want to say this out loud. I think my computer is like kind of getting on its last leg. I got this computer back in 2021. No. 2018. 19, 20, 21, 2, 3. So yeah, it's like 6 years old now, and I feel like I'm just overdue for a new computer. It's just so slow. If I work on any video longer than an hour and a half, oh my gosh. It's like, you can hear it's like, vroom. It sounds like a car. And it's just so hard to edit when... Did you guys see a fungus net? If I work on a video longer than an hour and a half, my computer just like, it's about to blow up. Okay, so those are done. My tent light just turned on. It's getting darker and darker in this room. So I think the last one that we'll do is this one that needs to be repotted, because I don't feel like building out a pole right now. If I have to be so honest with you, just the thought of that makes me weep 1,000 tears. I'm just tired. It's 9:30 now and I haven't had dinner yet. I'm kind of hoping Vince just brings something home because he plays basketball on Mondays, and we were supposed to go grocery shopping on Sunday. That didn't happen. So now we have no food. And I am tired of eating Spam and rice. That's all we've been eating. And sausages. Ugh. Let's see where Vince is. He is driving. He's driving. He's driving and he hasn't asked me if he should get dinner. That means we're not eating anything for dinner. We don't even have milk to eat cereal. We don't even have cereal. That's how down bad we are right now. This is what we will be repotting today. I actually repotted this not too long ago. This is my euphorbia balsamifera. But as much as I wanted to put it in a cute pot, I don't like that this thing dries out so fast and then I can't see when it's thirsty. So I want to get it back into a vessel that's clear so that I can see what's actually going on with it. And last time I repotted this thing, I just plucked it out and ripped all the roots off, so I am not going to do that this time. And I can feel that it has a much larger root system than it did before. But you guys would be surprised at how much water this thing takes in. She's a thirsty girl. But wow, this root system looks so much better than it did before. It was like half this size the last time I repotted it, but I don't know, I had confidence that it would reroot. Some of the roots have broken off, but not too bad. This one is a heavy shedder when it's thirsty, so I want to put it in a setup where it can hold on to water for a lot longer. Frick, I don't have leca, and I wanted to do leca down at the bottom. Let me see if I can scrounge for something in the closet. And I do have some leca in here too. I did find a tiny bit of leca left, and I think I'm just gonna put it into this glass vessel. I don't like how it has stains, hard water stains, but whatever. Oh my god, there's like 5 pieces of leca in here. It's a leca drought, everyone. Hopefully Lauren put in that order, or else I'm just gonna have to order some online by myself. Because I really need it. And yep, I'm gonna be sitting here picking out leca again. But anyway, yeah, this plant, if you own this plant, it can actually hold on to the leaves a lot longer if you don't allow it to dry out. The second it goes dry, it's like, bye, see you later. But the leaves, they do grow back fairly quickly. There's never really a time where it's bald for a long period of time. Like, it always comes back quite fast. And it's grown a lot. I just can't wait until summer comes because I want to have this on my windowsill, getting just like direct light and not lights just from a grow light. I want to see how big we can get it. You know what I'm gonna have for dinner? I'm gonna just have oatmeal. That's so sad. It's so sad. I don't know what Vince is gonna eat. He's gonna have to fend for himself. I was telling Lauren, I think I was talking to Lauren about this. I was like, why haven't humans evolved to the point where we only have to eat like once a week? Just one day, the feed, you know, load up for the week, and then we can go 6 days without having to eat anything. And we're just good until the next feed. Like, why do we have to eat multiple times a day? That is insane. That's just crazy. It's not sustainable. I am not letting a single piece of leca go to waste. It's a precious commodity around here. Oh Lord, he's pushing on my bladder. Don't do that. I wish I could say, guys, that I was one of the women that are like, oh, it's so beautiful. Pregnancy, I love it. I cannot wait to have my body back. I want my body and I don't want to share it with anyone. I'm so ready. And since I already have it here, it's not very needed, but I'm just going to use my antherium mix, which basically just has tree fern fiber mixed into it. I'm sure this thing would love tree fern fiber, and maybe I'll get some nice juicy roots with the addition of tree fern fiber. I don't really know what we're gonna do tomorrow, but I did want to try and film maybe for one more day. I mean, I could cut it here, but I feel like I haven't really done that much. I mean, I kind of did. Took you to North Shore, for 2 days, sort of. Showed you the live sale. We did some maintenance on my shelf. Now we're repotting and hanging out. What else is there to do? I wish I had some like cute gravel to put on top, like white gravel or something. But I don't. Okay. She's done, but she needs a friend for sure. I could put that ghost that I had, but I kind of want to do like a mushroom situation. Who has a mushroom? Who's a mushroom that doesn't necessarily need one? You. Ungrateful. Sorry. You will get this mushroom. I could put some cute moss on top, but I'm not gonna bother. So here she is. I do think she'll be much happier in here, being able to have a little bit more water. I just never knew what was going on in here. Cute pot, but I can't do the potting directly into these pots if I can't pull it out and see what's going on. But at the same time, it's hard to find a pot that will go into one that like tapers as narrow as it does at the end there. But anyway, Euphorbia balsamifera is done. I'm gonna re-inoculate all of these with Great White off of the camera because I need to clean up in here. Anyway, that's gonna wrap it for today. I want to turn the camera off. I want to rip my makeup off and I want to eat something. So I truly I have no clue what we're doing tomorrow. I have not a clue. There's really nothing I can see that needs to be done. Maybe we can do some pruning. Like I have some like yellow leaves everywhere and just like there's some yellow leaves in the antherium tent. So maybe we'll do that tomorrow. Nothing super juicy, but yeah, we're gonna close off this week of tomorrow. So yeah, good night and I will see you in a bit. God, this light's bright. You need to calm down. Okay, better. Ooh, okay. Hey guys, welcome back to the last day of week of. I don't have a ton of time today because I am cooking. Dinner is on the stove, so if you see flames or smoke, please alert me at once. So I thought I would close off this week of by maybe just showing you some highlights in my tent while I do some watering in here. As you can see, things are growing, things are dying, things are doing all the things. I'm trying to remember when certain videos went up because I'm like, or have you seen it already? I'm pretty sure you've seen all of this already. So that KOS Lux that I repotted in my new plants video has seemingly taken well to the repot. No yellowing, no wilting, none of that. So that's good. But she is dry. Luckily, the plants that I got from Jose are acclimated to drier conditions, so this thing didn't even flinch, but I didn't realize the substrate was so dry. Whoops. I can't remember which video I would have repotted this in, but I had some trouble in antherium land, primarily with my Carla Bevep and then also my Forgetii Carla. In this repot, I seem to have been successful. We got a nice juicy new root there. This leaf is slowly dying out, but this cataphyll just popped out, so it looks like something's coming soon, so that's good. Oh, roots. Yay! So we got roots. Oh my gosh, guys. My family is blowing me up, sorry. Got roots here, and then another root here. You see it? You seeing what I'm seeing? Yeah, there's like a bunch of roots at the front here, which is amazing. We love to see it. It's all I wanted. All I wanted were roots. I didn't need anything else. Oh my God, my belly feels like it's gonna pop. I am so stinking hungry too. Speaking of food, so I'm cooking like one of my favorite Filipino dishes. I like mine spicy, so I usually add jalapeno. Like, I'll boil the jalapeno in the pot and wait for it to get soft, but not until it breaks, and then I'll eat it like on the side. But I was filming and I got carried away, and not only did one jalapeno break in the pot, but both of them broke in the pot. And then I realized the soup base that I bought was the spicy version, not the regular version, so now it's triple spicy. And Vince's booty hole is going to burn off because he does not eat spicy food. I mean, he's been better about eating spicy food because I've been, sounds weird, I've been training him. But like when I cook for him, I'll put sriracha, I'll put peppers and stuff, and so he's definitely acquired more of a spice palate since living with me. But this is a little bit too much. I tasted the broth and it is spicy. Poor Vince. What else is going on in here? We've got a new leaf on the, who are you? Pretty sure this is a Magnigro, yeah. Magnificum, Nigrolemonum GG. Just hardened off this new leaf. She's getting bigger slowly but surely. I feel like I'm way behind on everybody who has this hybrid. Just you wait, I'm gonna catch up. Everything in this tent dries out so dang fast, but it's fine because I like watering in here. Oh no, oh no. Carob Queen melted off. This is the second leaf in a row now where it's melted off. I don't know if it's too hot in there for it, but it's all the way in the back. And Alice is growing this in her tent, I believe, and that's where I got it from. So I don't know. I don't know. This is pretty cool. My Ralph Lauren Fort Sherman Lux. The emergent leaves are like orange. They're so bright. And they stay like this color for so long. I really like how narrow this hybrid is. It's so yummy. You can see some yellowing though, but the roots are nice and happy. Pudge, why are you barking? Why are you barking? Hey, that's not nice. What else can I show you? Oh, do you guys remember how I chopped up that Hoya mint coin? It's rooted. Look at all the roots, but she has not perked up at all. The leaves are still so wrinkly and soft, so I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm scared for her. Ace of Spades prop. I'm hoping that this will be ready soon. I would like to sell it in Lauren's next purge, but I'm kind of thinking I might grow it out a little bit more. It's so tiny right now. Oh, and look at this little guy. My Sinningia leucotricha came back to life, which is perfect because I'm filming, like you know how I've been going through slowly, did my antherium collection, philodendron collection, ripsalis, alocasia. I'm gonna film my Hoya, an updated Hoya collection, and then I was gonna do like a miscellaneous, like everything else that didn't fall into those other videos. And I was like, I really want my Sinningia to come back before then because I'd like to show it, and she listened. So cute. Could probably use a repot though. I think this is too small. Oh, my ace. Everybody take a look at my ace. My Ace of Spades is looking like a cutie patootie these days. This leaf isn't fully hardened off yet. It's still a little bit soft, but I think this is about as big as it's gonna get. But I'm just so happy. This is like the biggest leaf I've been able to grow on this plant. This thing has been so horrible to me, but I think I've finally dialed it in, so hopefully I can keep that up. I don't think this one needs to be watered, but my, it's not a Carib Queen. My Zara Michelle is pushing a new leaf. I love this purple venation. It's getting washed out though, but I have a weird sort of like fungally thing going on. I did spray it with copper fungicide, so hopefully that does the trick, but we'll see if it spreads onto this new leaf. But I'm excited. She's so cute. All of my Hoff red crystal seedlings pushed a new leaf shortly after I repotted it. So it seems like it has taken to life in the new pot well. They're all rerooting now, so very happy about that. I am seeing some seedlings in there that I might like a little bit more, so I might switch out the ones that I originally kept for myself, but we will see. This new leaf is so much bigger after the repot. I'm excited to see how everyone's turns out. I just love seeing seedling variation. They all look a little slightly different, and it's just exciting to be able to watch them change. My little dark phoenix, grown from seed, that I got from Jing, is also sizing up. This stem is like out of the pot. Do you guys see it? She's like floating. This one needs to be repotted as well, for sure. But I need leca first. We're in a leca drought. And my Lux, look at this new leaf. It's so tiny, it's smaller than the last one. What the heck? But you know, I'm just happy she's alive. Let's be grateful. 2024 is about gratitude, right? Gratitude. This needs to be watered. This is my AOS Carla, and she's so cute. I love this one. This one has an amazing emergent leaf. I should be fertilizing, but I was too lazy to mix some fertilizer. I'll do it next week, if I remember. Oops. Maglux on its deathbed, as usual. I don't know what's wrong with this one. I never know what's wrong. I never know what this one wants. I've had this one for so long too. Oh my. Oh my, everything's turning off. Oh, I have a note to pack up some pon for my friend Jose because he needs some, and I'm gonna see him tomorrow at work at North Shore. So what can I package it in? I've just got props down here. I don't really want to show too much because I think I'm gonna do a propagation video, just kind of showing you the things I'm propagating right now and like the progress on them and stuff. But maybe I'll show you one thing. My Aurea finally propped, and it's got like the slightest variegation on it. I'm not sure I feel comfortable selling this one. You can't really see it, but there's a little splooch here and a little dot of variegation. Ay, ay, ay. Honestly, I think that's about all of the things I'd like to show you in here. I do have a new one, Linger I Leaf. Can you guys see it? Nope, it's so washed out. I'm just really tired and hungry and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. So that's what I'm gonna do. My lights have turned off. I'm ready to eat. So yeah, I'm gonna go. Thank you guys for watching this month's week of. Hope you got some plant chores done while you did this with me, or while you watched me. I hope you got plant chores done while you watched me. Thank you to everyone who keeps coming back every month to watch this series and making it such a successful one here. I appreciate you guys so much. I'm not sure there's gonna be a week of in March just because I'm going to California and filming is gonna be tight before then. I might try and squeeze in a shorter one, but I'll have to see with my schedule. But anywho, don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you like it and liked it. I'm done, my brain is done. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and I will see you in the next one.